What's going on, everybody? Hamdal Kim here, and today we're going to talk about 8 simple but practical ways to get started with your rental property. Let's go! Now, before I get started with today's video, I want to tell you a couple of stories. It's about 2 different people. Number 1, this guy, he got a nice job. He bought his first car and it was a nice car, right? He bought a nice little house and he bought some more cars and bought some other boys' toys, and he's living it up. He's loving life. And what he does with all the stuff that he's bought, he's enjoying them when he's not working. He's still working to this very day, and that is his daily life, and he looks forward to the weekend. All right? That's guy number 1. The second story I want to tell is another guy who started off with the same job, but he started off buying property, and he bought his first rental property. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't even that good looking of a house, and it cost him quite a lot of money to do it. He wasn't very rich, drove a very regular car, and that's how he lived. But after building some wealth with that first house, he was able to buy the second house, third house, fourth house, and he kept going. And listen, he was able to do that because every house that he bought actually made him richer, because each thing that he bought was making him more money. So now you're probably watching this video because you want to be like the second guy. You want to be able to quit your job and have some passive income coming from your properties and build wealth around a rental property portfolio. And for you to do that, I'm going to help you get there through this channel, and we're going to go through 8 simple but practical ways to actually get you started on your rental property journey. Let's get it started. The first step is to make a plan. Choose a type of property that you would like to invest in and learn lots and lots about it. Focus on it and gain as much information on it as possible. There are so many different types of property that you can get into. Residential, within residential, there are so many things you can do. You can buy just regular single family homes, duplexes, triplexes, group of units. You can also buy houses with a good chunk of land so that you can subdivide them, develop on it. The list goes on. Commercial property is another fantastic alternative, and if you wanted to start off right there, it's a really good property type for you to start investigating. Yes, the learning curve is very steep, but hey, it will give you the returns. And because there's not many people that are jumping into commercial property, there's so much you can actually take advantage of, and there are some good deals waiting for you there as well. The types of property you can be going for are your retail properties. You can go for office properties, you can go for industrial properties, and there's also commercial property developments that you can consider as well, depending on your scale as well. But hey, let's all build up to it, right? So in your first step, you're going to choose the type of property that you're going to go for, and you're going to gain as much information on it as possible. You're going to talk to other investors, you're going to talk to agents, you're going to talk to people who have done it before through podcasts and online communities. And now that you've done that, you're going to move on to step number 2, which is to smash that like button and subscribe to this channel. And I'm going to give you 2 seconds for it. Let's go. 1, 2, like. That's it. Well done. Thank you so much for doing that. Now let's go to the real step number 2, and that is to select your marketplace. Now, what does that mean? It's all well and good to invest in your own backyard, somewhere near where you live. It'll be helpful to you because you can just drive there and have a look at the property, touch the property. It's tangible. It's easier for you to wrap your head around, but you might not be in the best marketplace to do that. Not all marketplaces are ripe, as you say, to invest into the property in that area. So in that case, it may mean that you drive out of your way a little bit to actually make your investment. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter where it is. As long as the numbers are right, then it can become an investment property for you that will generate you income and capital down the track as well. So once you found your market, you're going to do your homework. What are the hot streets there? Where do people like to live or run their business in? And where are the high traffic? What are the rents like? How much money are you going to need to spend? What kind of configurations are in trend for people to live in or people to run their business in? What kind of things are trendy in the area? What's giving the economic boost in the area? You're going to be looking into these things and become an expert on that local market. And the best way to find out about that local marketplace is to talk to other investors that have invested into the local market. If you can't do that, go to some of the people that live there. Better yet, just go to their local cafe and just talk to the guys who work there, or the guy that owns that cafe, and he'll be able to tell you exactly what is going on in the area, the new developments, the new things that are coming in, the things that are leaving, and it will give you all the information that you will need. Also, don't forget to talk to the local agents in the area that specialize in the type of property that you've decided to invest upon. Make sure that they give you good, solid numbers around the area so that you can wrap your head around it as quickly as possible. And don't forget to build that relationship with that agent there, because he or she will become really useful down the track. Let's go on to step number 3. Now that you've chosen a market, you're gonna need to build a team. Now, when I say team, it doesn't mean like a sporting team or something, but it's gonna be a team of professionals. Now, it may be the case that the marketplace that you choose may be kilometers and miles away from where you live, might be in a different city altogether. And that's where this team becomes especially more helpful. You need to make sure that this team exists to make your property work and make it work for you and make the money that you deserve out of that investment that you made. As long as this team is solid, you can actually run your investments out of where you live as well. So don't think that you are limited to where you live. And with the right team behind you, you should be able to broaden your horizons to invest into marketplaces that will give you the best returns as well. So who are the professionals that are in this team? Well, the Fantastic Four, here they are. Professional number 1 is your agents. They're gonna be the ones that are going to be giving you the market knowledge, giving you the opportunities for you invest in, and bring you all the deals that you will need to actually invest into the area. Make sure you build a really good relationship with your agent, because they're gonna be the beginning, the spark of your real estate portfolio fire. The second person in your team is going to be your lender. Make sure you have a good finance broker that's gonna be hooking you up with the right finance products so that you can finance your deals. Doesn't matter if you have the best deal in the world. If you cannot finance it, then you simply won't be able to close on that property, and that'll be a huge opportunity cost for you. So make sure you have a lender that is across all types of financing. There's so much out there. There's banking, there's private, there are ways that you can connect with other partners. So make sure you have the right lender to actually hook you up with the right financial products and advise you along the way as well. Professional number 3, and just as important as the previous 2, is your property manager. They're gonna be the ones that are gonna be building the relationship with your tenants on your behalf. They're gonna be the ones that are attending to your maintenance issues if you have a residential property. Even if it's a commercial property, the managers are gonna be on site to attend to any issues that are related to the property and its physical attributes as well. So make sure that your property manager is on the ball. And / you might need a leasing agent as well, who will then lease out your property for you. And this really applies for your commercial properties, and they'll be the ones that will be responsible for the cash flow that's associated with your property. The property manager will also have a very, very profound knowledge of the local market, the rents that it's collecting, the property sales value. So it helps to build a really good relationship with your property manager, because they might be the ones that lead you to your subsequent investment as well. Last but definitely not least is your contractors, your tradies that are gonna be on site fixing the physical issues that are gonna be coming up with your investment property. Yes, the tradies that you select will affect your bottom line because they get paid to do this work, right? You wanna be making sure that the people that are working for you on the house or on the property is going to be charging you affordable service rates. Not only that, you need to make sure that they're on the ball with time so that your relationship with your tenant could actually be maintained. There's nothing worse than a tenant having an issue with your property and not having that fixed within a timely manner. So make sure you have a good contractor behind you. Now, if you have these 4 very important professionals around you to work as a team to support your property investment, that is a great start. So make sure you identify who these people are. Now, how do you go about finding really, really good professionals to make up this Fantastic 4? Well, guess what? It's called recommendations. Make sure you plug in with other investors in the local marketplace that you've chosen, or you just talk to your friends who might have used these services, and based on the recommendations that these people have. The good thing about recommendations is that they come with track record. So if they've done the right thing by their previous clients, they should treat you quite well, and they should be very active in the marketplace enough that they would want to take on new business as well. Another good way to get recommendations for the area that you're in is to join an online community, listen to podcasts, watch the YouTube channel, and also use technology. You can also hop on your own Facebook and ask for recommendations for various services that you might require to service your rental property. Now that you got your Fantastic 4 in your team, step number 4 is to figure out financing for your property deals. Now, you might think that the only way to get financing is just to go to a bank and ask for some money, but that is but one way of finding financing for your rental property, because there are so many different types of financing options out there. There are residential loans, there are commercial loans, there are low doc loans, there are lease doc loans, there are private loans, there is second mortgages, mezzanine finance, which is the same thing. There is joint venture options, which go outside of your finance broker's scope of work. There's just so many ways of financing a particular deal, and there'll be an appropriate financing that is available for the different nature of deal that you'll get behind, such as if it's a commercial deal, it'll be different to a residential deal. Some deals have a really, really high lease, and depending on your equity position as well, you might find that different financing options will suit different types of deals. And for you to do that, you need to make sure you have a finance broker that is able to advise you along the way. But make sure you have these options available to you so that when a good deal comes along, you may be able to attach the right financing option so that you can close on that deal. Now that your financing options are sorted out, what you're gonna do is you're gonna smash that like button and subscribe to this channel and press that notification bell so that you can get more of this golden content delivered to your feed and so many more around so that you can build a healthy and a profitable rental property portfolio. So now that you've done that, step number 5 is to have opportunities come your way. Remember, you built that relationship with your agent. Well, they're gonna now start pushing properties your way and say, hey, why don't you buy this? Why don't you try this? Hey, I've got a good deal for you. Please consider this. And this is really, really important. You need to make sure that you build a good relationship with your agent so that they will think of you first when they see a good deal. Best way to do it, pick up the phone, go talk to all the agents, belong in their database so that they can come and let you know when a property comes up for sale. It's really good to have properties come your way before it hits the online market. Yes, where do we go to find properties? Well, in Australia, we go to realestate.com.au, realcommercial.com.au. In United States, you might check out Zillow, or anywhere in the world. There are all these online portals where everybody goes first to see the properties for sale. So if it makes onto that platform, that means it has a lot of eyeballs on it. If you want to get behind the competition, then what you want to do is you want to get to the front of the queue by letting your agents know that you are actively in the marketplace so that they can suggest you a deal before it goes onto the market. And it's a fantastic option for the vendors who are selling these properties because they don't have to fork out a lot of money to actually put these properties on the internet, onto the MLS, which often require a lot of money to list. But to do this, it can be quite labor intensive and you have to talk to a lot of agents so that you can get behind the best deals. But there is a glimmer of hope. If you live in Australia, you can get behind this website called spacerec.com.au. And on that website, what you can do is you can put down your requirements of the type of property that you're looking for, whether it's for commercial or residential property. You can say, hey, this is my budget, this is the area that I'm looking for, and this is the type of features I'm looking for in the property that I would like to buy. I want it vacant, I want it tenanted, whatever you need, you can put down those requirements. And on the website, there are multiple listings of all these requirements, and people with property, whether they're agents, landlords, or vendors, will be able to look at that and serve up the property that matches that requirement as well. So give that a go. And by doing this, you're basically telling the market what you're looking for, and those property deals that don't make it onto the marketplace and get sold, you will have access to them because you have made your intentions very clearly known to the marketplace. So now that you've got all these deals that come your way, all these opportunities, great. Now what? You gotta start analyzing these deals now. Now, analyzing deals is just simple as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, finding some percentages. If you can do that, you're already 95% of your way there. You need to keep a level head when you're doing this and purely treat it on a mathematical and a rational level. Just remember that you will overcome all doubts and risks if you actually have a very comprehensive mathematics behind each and all of your deals. The best way to get started with a deal analysis is start with how much you want to be paid per month and then work backwards, and that'll determine how much money you should be paying for the property. And during that process, you're going to need to find out how much money is actually going to come in to your property and how much money is going to leave your property. Notice how I use a $20 note instead of a $50 note, because the money that you want to bring in has to be more than the money that goes out. So what are the costs associated with owning a property? Well, I got a full video on how to run that analysis right up here. So make sure you check it out so that you can run your own analysis and you can become a professional at it. Yes, it can get a little bit frustrating, but the more you do it, it's a numbers game. So the more you do it, you're going to be able to become much better at it, and you'll be able to identify what is a deal and a half versus what is a really bad deal. So be patient and you will get there. Now, step 7, now that you've analyzed your deal and you know that you want to be buying this particular deal, well, now it's time to put an offer in and negotiate. Yes, it can be a very frustrating time, but guess what? Almost all of the property investors that I know, this, they will say is their favorite part. There's a lot of back and forth. During this process, you're going to be determining how much you want to pay for the property, when you want to settle by, whether there are finance clauses or any other conditions that's attached with your purchase, and also any due diligence period that's attached with your contract, so that when you're buying commercial property, you can wrap your head around what it is, on its physical attributes of the property, as well as how the marketplace is surrounding the area as well. Usually you want to allow about 2 weeks for your due diligence period there. But in this process, your agent is going to be the one that's going to be the most helpful in exploring with you all the terms and conditions of your contract, so that the contract period is as accommodating for you as it is for the vendor as well. Now, this part of the process can be really frustrating, but this is also one of the most enjoyable parts as well. Improve your negotiation skills by doing more of this, and guess what? Sooner or later, you'll become a star negotiator, so you can get the best deal possible for your property portfolio. And so after doing all of this back and forth, you will have that contract finalized, which will lead to step number 8. You've got your finance, you're happy with the property, and now you're the brand new shiny owner of the property that you've just contracted in. Now that you got your property, you need to get a manager, and you're gonna need to start identifying what needs to be done on the property. If it's vacant, find a tenant. If it's a commercial property, you're gonna be needing a leasing agent. If there's anything broken, go and fix it. If there's anything leaking, patch it up. This is where you're gonna put in quite a lot of work before the cash starts to come in. And having that really good relationship with your manager is really, really important, because they're gonna be the ones that are going to be getting the full potential out of your rental property, so that you get paid and that there is good growth on your rental property down the track as well. And this is especially important if you're investing from out of town, because manager is gonna be on the ground and looking after your property, so you get the best result out of your investment. Guys, property investing is a very realistic and a practical way to build wealth. And whilst all of these steps might seem crazy difficult and quite complex, all you need to do is just make a start, and that will be your very first step to getting started on your property journey. So get out there and build your rental property empire. Start small, and things will start snowballing so that you can have a large portfolio and enjoy all that passive income. Now, I post a lot of this type of content on my channel. I love finances, I love investing, I love property, and I specialize in commercial property because that's my background. So do pay attention to this channel if you want to learn more about those things, and I would love to drive you more value. If you haven't done so, please make sure you smash the like button, you subscribe, and you press the notification bell so that you can be reminded every time I post a video. And until that time, I hope you buy some properties, and I'll see you next time. This video is not sponsored by Krispy Kreme. Trust me, if you knew that I had to shoot this twice, you'd feel like a donut as well. So I'm just gonna have one. Sugar, energy. This making a YouTube video is not easy. Really isn't that easy. It takes a lot of work and a lot of energy, and everything has to just go just right. That's the problem. This is just me getting comfortable with the camera. So I can seem natural when I do the video. Don't worry, my fingers are clean. It's actually a bit too clean. Okay. Now that I've finished my donut, Krispy Kreme melts in your mouth. Maybe one day.